Hi, welcome to the part 1 of building header section. In this lecture, I will be writing HTML markup for the header section for really responsive website. This is the wireframe for the header section. It has this large image on the background and a logo in the middle, and on the right side there is a phone image, and on the left side we have some headings and subheadings and two buttons for download and take a tour. This will be the final version after this lecture, and coming lecture you will see. So let us get coding the header section. Okay, this is the HTML page for Loso project. It has nothing at this stage. We will start writing the HTML markup from scratch. Let me open this HTML in the Chrome browser so you can see the result at this. Okay, it is a blank page. There is nothing right now. Do you see? This is the title we added in the previous lecture, and fab icon. So it has nothing except only the resources are there, like meta tags, Google Fonts, fab icon. I think there is a mistake. There should be only one /. Let me fix it quickly before we move forward. It should be one. Sorry. Should be /. Save it. So it has nothing right now. We have all the resources set up in the previous sections, so we can start building the header section in this lecture. So let us get started. I will remove the extra spaces. It is a good practice to remove and indent your code. Okay. Comment for the header section. I will add the header element, and now you are familiar with the header element because I explained the header element in the HTML section. Inside the header, let us also add classes while writing the HTML markup. This would be header, and inside the header we need a class or a div with header overlay. We will place an overlay on the header div or element. Inside the header overlay, we will start writing the grid classes of Bootstrap, like div, class, container. Now you are also familiar with Bootstrap grid classes, and inside the container I need to add row class of Bootstrap, and inside that we need to add the logo. The logo should occupy all the 12 columns. So class and call MD, this is a single set of column from Bootstrap 12, and this div will occupy all the 12 columns of Bootstrap. And let us add markup for the logo. Div class logo. Let us center align it. Text center. This is the class from Bootstrap. It will align the element in the center of the middle of column. And inside that, let me add image for logo. Images and logo, and alternate. If the logo is not available, then this text should be shown. Okay, we have added our logo. Let us see the result. I will refresh it. Okay, we have our logo on our page. Okay, fine. Let us move forward. After that we need another row. Let us say div class of row. We can create multiple rows inside a single container. We will divide this row into 8 columns and into 4 columns, like div column medium 8. This would be for title and description, and also the buttons will go inside this column. Div class. Let us write markup for the titles on the header section. Header text, let us say header text, and inside this we need to add markup let us add first heading h1. It should be a clean and modern looking responsive website, and we also have a paragraph after that which will be built with great love. Okay, after this let us add buttons. There are two buttons. One button is for download and the second button is for take a tour. I will use anchor tag for these, and I will use the primary a primary class of the Bootstrap framework, like btn. This is a Bootstrap class, and then btn download, and href will be hash. It will be pointing to nothing at this stage, and download. Let us add the second button with class btn and btn tour, so we can add some custom css to it. Href, and it should also point to nothing at this stage. We will figure it out later. Take a tour. Okay, let me save it and see the result in the browser. I will refresh it. Okay, now we can see the 8 columns are occupying the heading h1, the paragraph, and the anchor tags. We also need the down arrow for this take a tour anchor tag. Let us add it through the font awesome icons. To use font awesome, this is the way to use the font awesome class. I will use the class of font awesome, font awesome.mini.css. This is the CSS, and here we will use it fa font awesome dash angle down, because we need angle down icon at this stage. Let me save it. Let us see the result. Okay, now we have the angle down icon here also. Let me show it in the Google Chrome developer tool. You can see it has CSS from font awesome.mini.css. So we have a main container. Inside a container we have a single row for the logo, and it is occupying all of the 12 columns, and inside the container we have the second row, and right now it is occupying the 8 columns. Let us add markup for the rest of the 4 columns. Like column MD4. This 8 plus 4 will become 12 columns, which is total columns in a Bootstrap grid system. Let us add content in this. It is header iPhone, because we have to place the iPhone image on the right side of the header. Header iPhone, and let us say image src source images, and I have to find iPhone header.png. Sorry, yes, this one I need, and alternate should be header iPhone. Let me close it. Let us see the result in the browser. Okay, we have this very big image. We will be applying CSS in the next lecture, so it will then become fixed to this header section. So this is the HTML markup for the header section. Let me see if I didn't miss anything. We have a header element, and inside the header element we have overlay. This overlay I will explain in the next lecture when I will apply some CSS. Inside the header overlay we have a main container, and inside the container we have 2 rows, like this one and this one, and the first row is occupying all the 12 columns for the logo, and the second row is occupying the first side for the 8 columns, which contains headings and buttons, and the second side is occupied for the 4 columns, which is taking this iPhone header image. See you in next lecture. In next lecture I will be adding CSS to this header section. Thanks.